This use of personification exemplifies not just how impoverished families live and how those of higher class view them, but also how those of the same class view themselves. If Ray had not incorporated this use of language, the reader still would be able to create a clear image of this community. However, due to her descriptive writing style, she takes her writing to the next level to further convey her message of how her own kin were, and frankly still are. This simile is one that is close to the heart for Ray due to the fact that she loved her mother dearly. Because of the fact that Ray's mother was a hardworking woman, she not only made sure that each of her children were fed, but also that they were clean, the rooms were tidy, and that her family's house was clean. In addition, she was the one to be thanked for the non-stop efforts in supporting her husband when it came to business as well as his mental illness. The use of this particular metaphor has an even greater impact to the reader than if it were to be a simile, because Ray is point-blankly stating the fact that her mother had the qualities of none other but a saint. Though Ray always wanted to live up to be a clone of what her mother stood for, she knew in this moment that no one else could ever possess the same exact qualities of such a genuinely loving, pure soul. Of the many different abiotic elements that were presented within Ray's memoir, the most significant as well as most repeated abiotic elements included within the text were the sun, the surrounding ponds, streams, and creeks that circulated the junkyard, lightning and its impact on the surrounding trees, and lastly, the abundance of rain in Georgia. Gopher tortoises, the Ray family, and Ray's supportive teachers are all examples of just some of the many abiotic factors that are widely displayed throughout her text. The gopher tortoise is significant because of it being a keystone species in the community, in addition to the Ray family and Ray's teachers both being good sources of support and motivation for what a future can hold. In specific, an example of a correlation between one biotic factor and one abiotic factor would be the fact that gopher tortoises cannot withstand being left in their direct sunlight for extreme lengths of time, resulting in them looking towards their burrows for safety, which is shared with a multitude of other species as a source of protection from environmental conditions. Though there are many different factors that have shaped my life in significant ways, the most important abiotic factors that I continue to live with day to day that make me who I am as a person include my parents' divorce and the outcomes that came along with that, music, happiness, and how that can be conveyed, and lastly, education and how that will create my future. In addition to the important abiotic elements that have shaped my life, biotic elements such as my family, both extended and immediate, friends, my childhood pets, and important idols all have had huge impacts on my personal life because the amount of love and support they have provided me over the course of the years. Though there are tough times that everyone encounters in life, ultimately those who care for you, such as your family and friends, will help pull you out of the moments that feel as if you were drowning. In addition, abiotic factors such as music and the presence of happiness blur the troubling times. On the other hand, because of the fact that these specific biotic factors define me, one could determine that I greatly value relationships with those who cast a positive influence upon me. Don't push yourself in terms of growing up. Take time to be a teenager who is still allowed to be young and reckless, and views life with an open imagination for what the future holds. Appreciate the things that make you happy, and take time out of your day to do those things that grant you happiness as well as satisfaction, that ultimately increase your value of life.